Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
During quarantine, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
It didn't take long for us to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most are the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us on the very first Credit Score spinoff, Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due. You're looking at me, waiting for it. What kind of chip chipperoo is he going to do? How about this one? Chip chipperoo, chip chipperoo. Wah, 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 wah.
You've tied it into the episode.
Yeah, it won't make sense until later.
I love it. I am impressed. I feel like everyone knows it's already
So
Linda.
Have you accepted the chip chipperoo into your heart? It's like Jesus. You have to invite chip chipperoo into your heart, into your life. Or a vampire. You have to invite.
Okay, you're throwing just like a lot of analogies at me.
Jesus and vampire, the two most common religion analogies, right?
Yes, definitely. Okay. Chip chipperoo to me is like a college roommate. It's there. It's going to stay there. There's points when you like them and you laugh over sharing a tiny box of a space. Most of the time, you're just existing together.
And they also kind of like throughout the rest of your life, pop in and out of your life for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Just like Chip Chipperoo pops into your life.
This is pretty steady.
For people who are listening to this is their first episode of Bob's Credits they're listening to, Chip Chipperoo saga, I think it began in episode 3. Go back.
That early?
I just want to say about Chip Chipperoo as our welcome, our sign-on, is that I think Linda would love it.
Well, Linda loves everything. She's supportive of everything.
That's true.
Which I feel like your mom would
totally
be like that too.
Totally. She would love it.
So the other day we have a group text, my mom, Max, and me. And my mom texted Chip Chipperoo. And I was like, I texted back, I was like, oh, one more vote for Max. And she said, what? And I said, we're kind of testing out to see how many people like it and how many don't. And so I guess you like it. You've cast your vote. She's like, I don't like it. I just said it.
See, but it catches on. You can't help it. And you hate yourself for it. But yes. I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm okay with it too.
And Mandy, one of our listeners who has already said that she's very lukewarm about Chip Chipperoo, has gone ahead and said she still feels that way about it. So she's on your side.
Thanks, Mandy. We have to stick together. Did Mandy leave us a review?
Oh, we had a lot of people left us very nice reviews, and we appreciate it so much.
We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yeah, so it really helps us out. So yeah, to everyone who was nice enough to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
And that person who left us a 4-star review, I'm not mad at you either.
No, we'll take the 4-star.
I will gladly be a 4-star podcast.
Yeah, it might have been the Chip Chipperoo, to be honest, that knocked a star off for us, but right. I'm okay with that.
Right, or maybe my Falcon story.
No. No. The Falcon story is 5 stars all the way.
All right. So to those of you who left us a review, we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. And with that, I think we need to move on from the obligatory Chip Chipperoo conversation and move into this podcast.
Well, first, I just want to also thank our new Patreon subscriber, Annie Millar. Skylar, when we got you...
we both know exactly what we're thinking.
So my last name is Miller. When we saw that Annie Millar, which is Millar, was our new Patreon subscriber, we're
ecstatic.
Yeah, we started saying, how do I explain this?
Well, one of our favorite shows is Broadchurch.
Which, go watch it if you can. It's on Netflix. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix. If it's not,
it was originally
rented anywhere else.
BBC or...
Yeah, it stars David Tennant, who's a Scottish actor. You might recognize him if you saw him, and Academy Award-winning actress Olivia Colman. They're both fantastic. But he has this... Her name is Miller, and he has this heavy Scottish accent. Yeah. And he just calls her Milla.
They're detectives, and he's like, Mella.
Milla. So ever since we got Annie Miller's
Patreon subscription.
Yeah, we've been saying Milla to each other. Good story.
It
Good
was a great story.
There's a 4-star story if I've ever heard one.
Thank you so much. That means so much to us.
We love our Patreon subscribers, and it does mean the world to us. And we're enjoying doing this podcast so much. So the reviews and the subscriptions, they just mean everything to us. And we love that you're enjoying them as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, ready to get into this episode?
I am. Let's do it.
I just want to point out that Biscuit is asleep on your leg right now. He has not been very lively in these episodes.
Both of us are a little annoyed, to be honest, right now because it's our lunchtime. We eat lunch at noon.
We started recording very late today, so we're a little bit hungry.
It was supposed to be like 10, but you know how the day goes.
Yeah.
But we'll manage.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, should we talk about some burgers?
We should. It's time to play drum roll, Skylar. Oh, just like in Christmas Vacation, the drunk mom, the drunk grandma. Bob pun or Max pun?
Okay, let's go.
Are you ready, Skylar, for your first pun? Your first pun is, I must stirred it through the grapevine.
Bob.
No, Max.
I'm flagging it.
You think that's a Bob one that I've inceptioned as my own?
It might be.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that.
Sorry, it's I what it through?
I must heard it through the grapevine.
Oh.
Must heard it through the grapevine.
Okay. That sounds very much like turd and...
There's no turd in this burger, I promise.
No. I think maybe the grapevine might have been one, but not that pun.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking it's just you. Let's move on.
We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I have stolen that one, plagiarized it. I don't know.
Fraud.
We've mentioned that sometimes I accidentally plagiarize. Your next burger is Romaines of the Day.
I actually don't get the pun.
There's a movie, Remains of the Day, or a book based on a movie, or
I don't know that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, then.
Max.
Okay, horrible.
Oh, just because you don't know it?
Yeah, part of the fun is their knowable,
it's like a classic.
Iconic.
It's like a classic film, I believe.
I have no idea what this is.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
I just know
you're telling me it's a classic film, but you're like, I think it's a classic.
Well, it's like The English Patient to me, or something, or like.
But I know The English Patient.
True, or like Bridges of Madison County.
Is it about death?
I don't know.
Maybe that could be Mort's book. Remains of the Day.
Romaines of the Day. Remains. Are you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Better late than never.
Oh my god, this could so go either way. I'll say Bob.
It is Bob.
Okay.
Your last pun is, don't tell Cardamom the babysitter's dead.
I really hope this is you. Is it you?
It is me.
Oh, I love this movie so much.
And I used an exotic spice for you.
Yep.
What is cardamom? What kind of flavor? For
isn't that what I put
cinnamon.
in the soup? It is in that range.
Oh, okay.
But I think it can go savory or sweet, but it is... Describing food's really hard. Like, I'm trying...
do a whole sides podcast where we just describe spices?
No, that sounds horrible. I love that movie so much. And on our 5th grade camping trip, I got to pick the movie and I brought it on VHS. And I think there's something about sex. And I just remember we're on a bus and it's playing on the TVs and they start talking about sex. And I just see my teacher, the bus is shaking and she's trying to make her way to the pause or fast forward button to go over the sex. And she did not make it.
That's hilarious. By the way, that movie was kind of it was promoted as a kid's movie, I think, or more for kids. And it was such an adult movie. It wasn't even
really?
Yeah.
I feel like 80s, 90s, there were much more adult themes. But then now all the movies are just dead parents, which
True.
Makes
and
me
this is just
relive
the
my
babysitter
childhood
dying.
trauma. Yeah.
But it's you think like, oh, the kids aren't going to have a babysitter, hilarity ensues. And it's really about this girl having to like grow up quickly and get a job and
become a woman.
Yeah, right. And it's
I loved it.
I love the movie too,
Yeah.
but it wasn't what I feel like it was promoted as.
I don't remember what it was promoted as. Have you guys on Credit Score done the opening credits to that? Because they are phenomenal.
No. Credit Score is my other podcast about opening and end credits. And maybe we should do Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
They're really good.
I bet Gary has not seen that.
It is so good. I keep telling you I want to rewatch it. Okay, anyway, let's go.
We'll watch it soon. Okay, let's get into this episode. It is the very last episode of season 2. Season 1 and 2 were short.
Uh-huh.
So this is episode
Basically,
9 of season 2.
Half seasons, right?
Yeah.
Which, my poor little heart, we have not had a Thanksgiving, Halloween, or Christmas episode yet. So it doesn't feel like we're really honoring Bob's yet because we haven't got to do those.
Bob's has the greatest holiday episodes, I feel like. They're always so good.
And it's so rare to every year do a Thanksgiving episode.
True. And Bob loves Thanksgiving. So I can't wait to get into our first Thanksgiving episode. Because the first one, I think the second one is one of our favorites.
The one we watched a few nights ago. Yeah. We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually. I think that's season 4.
Yeah.
So hang around.
Yeah.
Hang around with us. Let us talk to you
that
about
4-star reviewers will not be here by then.
No, they've dropped to a 1-star review now. Don't ever give us a 1-star review, people. Just don't bother. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I've
Why
never given a 1-star review to anything.
No, me either. Okay, so season 2, episode 9, Skylar. Title and synopsis, please.
The title is Beefsquatch. Iconic episode, I can say, I think.
Beefsquatch!
Oh my God.
It's honestly, actually, I think that was a Cartman.
A Cartman?
A Cartman from South Park, Beefcake.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't.
Yeah,
that
I was
wasn't
like,
even
why
like
are
an
you
impression of
screaming
Gene.
in
Yeah.
face?
This was one of the first ones when we first started watching Bob's that just like stuck with me. Mm-hmm. So it's one of my favorites. I don't know if it's my favorite kind of like through a second watch, like absolute favorite, but it really was like one, I was like, I love that episode. I'm going to tell everyone to watch that episode. It also was, well, read the synopsis, then I'll tell this next story.
Okay, perfect. When Bob lands a cooking segment on Get On Up, Gene ends up stealing the spotlight with his Beefsquatch character. In a fight over the limelight, Louise helps the two sabotage each other. When they get into a physical fight on air, however, Linda can't handle it. So she does the one thing that will get the show canceled. She flashes the camera.
Milking the cow.
Milking the cow. Milking the cow.
So what I wanted to say about this episode with Gene's Beefsquatch character, which is he's in his burger suit and he has this Sasquatch mask that he got from Peter Pescadero, who's a recurring character. Poor Peter. Yeah, poor Peter Pescadero. He's such a little like nerdy guy. So he traded him popping and locking.
Yes.
Popping and locking lesson.
Which was supposed to transform his life.
Right. And it did not. But what I wanted to say is we watched Bob's originally, we've all watched on Hulu. That's when we started watching it. And the like teaser screen before the episode starts is Beefsquatch cramming burgers into his mouth in the kitchen with Bob. And we were always like, when we started watching the show, we're like, I wonder what episode that is. I wonder what episode that is. And then we finally saw Beefsquatch. We're like, there it is.
Yeah.
So excited.
It's so true because all those like episode starters, like you just get so tired of them. Or like the trailers that run on Netflix, you just like, they're just burned into your brain.
Yeah. And we were like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where he's pointing at the screen.
Yeah.
That's what we were like. So this episode came out on May 20th, 2012 and was written by Nora Smith and directed by Wes Archer.
Cool.
A couple fun facts for you about it. First of all, Get On Up obviously is a parody of the Today Show, but like every morning show.
Fluff.
And we're introduced to these two characters who make other appearances down the road. Chuck and Pam, who are the hosts, perfect caricatures of these hosts that you see on every single morning show. The fakeness of on-screen versus the awfulness of off-screen. I'm not saying every host is awful off-screen, but
you should hear Max off-screen.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
The worst.
Just berating Skylar and Biscuit all through the house.
No.
No, I would never. So they're voiced by two people that Skylar loves to hear that are in everything. Chuck is Thomas Lennon, who Thomas Lennon is on like Reno 911. He was on MTV's The State. He's big in the comedy circle.
I have no idea.
You would know him if you saw him.
Okay.
He's in I Love You, Man. He's in all those movies. And Pam is voiced by Samantha Bee, who you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Full Frontal.
Oh, I knew
Daily
that.
Show.
Her voice is so distinct.
Mm-hmm. And then another character we're introduced to who I think makes other appearances is Nathan, who Tina meets at the studio. Nathan is voiced by one of our favorites, Nathan Fielder, from Nathan For You, which is one of the best shows on TV. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's hilarious. And Nathan plays this boy that Tina kind of gets involved with, who then dresses up as Tina to get to meet. He's using her to meet Pam.
And her hair, more accurately.
Right. And he dresses up as Tina and looks just like Tina and sounds like Tina.
Sounds just like her.
I always thought Dan Mintz, who voices Tina, sounds like Nathan Fielder. So it's funny that they created this character.
Nathan Fielder is known for his like monotone lower voice.
Dry humor. Just serious. He's so funny. And this is such a great character, especially when he dresses up as Tina. And Linda just calls him like Boy Tina. Yeah. Come on, Boy Tina.
You couldn't make it work. Okay. Any more fun facts? Yes,
I actually do have one. So Gene's like moans and some of his noises in this remix in the end credits are from when he was... There's one scene where he's talking about playing with his remote control. Or
they're talking about super glue.
Right. And he got his remote control helicopter super glued to his penis. and you see like the... helicopter going up and down in frame into frame in front of Gene's face, and he's going so that's what those noises are.
Okay, so they took his moans from that clip and put them in the end credits.
Yeah.
I know what they're talking about because in the episode Louise is like, let's super glue like Bob's like knife and
to sabotage him on the show.
On the chef show. Right. And Gene's like, well, as long as I don't have to do it because my last experience was not great.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, those are all the facts I have if we want to get into these end credits.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, as always, we start a few moments right before the end credits start.
I have to say, this is one of my favorite lines from the whole episode.
Okay.
That Gene delivers.
Okay. So, Gene and Bob are making up. Kind of.
Yeah. Their relationship went up in flames.
Yeah. I just want to point out before I hit play here that the burger of the day here is the Don't Get Creme Fraiche with Me burger.
Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so good. We need a word for that.
I can't wait till I use that one in like 6 episodes from now. I'm like, oh, I'm a genius. I'm a pun genius.
I'm like, Bob. Nope. Me.
Nope. That was all me.
Well, it's certainly nice to have the old Gene back.
What?
I said it's nice to have the old... It's nice... Okay, I'm done.
He just revealed
and it'll
his
look like
noisemaker.
So, yeah, he's got his little, like, blowhorn thing, his little
At first it's
voice
hidden.
sound effect thing. Yeah. And he's making those fart noises. And then we hear, and it looked like this, and we immediately jump into...
Oh, wait. We didn't get to hear my line. Did he say the thing about Pescadero?
Oh, no, I did it after that.
What does he say? He's like...
Do you want to go back and play it?
The poppin' lockin' life...
Yeah, I'll play it.
I'm sorry, it's just so funny.
Gene, what did you do with your mask?
Did you throw it in a volcano?
Nah, I gave it back to Peter Pescadero. I promised him he would pop and lock his way to a better life, and I did not deliver.
Another child left behind.
Did that make you laugh as much as it made me laugh?
It's so funny.
Okay.
And it'll look like this.
And it'll look like this.
And it'll look like this. So then we get the generic kitchen sequence that we've seen in the end credits.
Yes, and we kind of hear that dialogue like right as we cut to the credits.
Yeah, and almost immediately...
So it's not part of the episode.
Yeah, almost immediately, even though Bob, Louise, and Tina are doing their normal burger prep, Gene, who normally doesn't show up until the end of the credits, kind of jumps into frame with his Sasquatch mask, his back towards us, shaking his butt.
Exactly.
And he's doing his bop, bop, bop. His Beefsquatch dance music. And then we get Linda coming in early too to
Into
start
the
singing.
window.
Yeah, to start singing her. I think it's what she's singing as she's like holding her shirt up.
Yeah, she's flashing the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they start combining their two little like his Beefsquatch music
And her milking the cow music.
Yeah, and they make a little remix of it as they both kind of
Let's
like
hear
dance
it.
through. And Gene's shaking his butt back and forth. And Linda just keeps going back and forth through the
So
window.
she's disappearing from the window and then entering back. Here she comes, arms overhead.
And then Gene has disappeared off of the screen.
But we still have his voice.
And we still
over
hear
the
him,
cards.
yeah, as the credits like end and go into the cards.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's it. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
So that's where my
Is there any
chip chipperoo came from.
Is there any like dialogue we missed from Linda? I know she's saying milking the cow.
Milking the cow, ba 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 ba, and let's listen back one more
Okay.
time just to some of Linda's stuff.
Just in case.
Yeah.
What does she say right
Yeah,
when
there was
she
something. Let me go
enters?
back.
It sounds like she's saying freaking A.
Nice. Okay, I'm done talking to you.
And it'll look like this. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
Look at me. She kind of,
It's a look at me.
I think it's look at me. She kind of moves her hands as if she's flashing.
Yeah.
You know, what could have been, Max and I, we were just talking about how hard it is to get notes in real life on our own stuff, and how we just come on this podcast and we're like, you know what would be really great?
Yeah.
So I
We're
just
just
want to
complaining
preface.
we're just complaining about getting 1 star less of 5 stars, and we can't handle that. Yet we have this podcast. We're like, you know what they should have done? This
Yeah.
is like, come on.
So I have a very annoying they should have done right now. But I just want to say, it's not that I think we're better writers than them. Like, I bow down to every single writer on this.
Yes. We need something to talk about in this podcast, first of all. But we love Bob's Burgers and these end credits, and we're just over
Right, we
dissecting
gotta-
them.
Right. And we got to be honest about which ones rise to the top, which means some float to the bottom.
I mean, I'm sure they have favorites too.
Right. And
So-
it's personal preference too. But what I would, you know how they kind of do a theme of like cutting right before like an action
Mhm.
happens? Instead of her kind of lifting her hands at the beginning of her window dance, I kind of want her to like lift her hands and lift up her shirt, and it looks like she's going to flash, and then it cuts to the cards at the very end.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
good call. And
Yeah.
that'd be really subtle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's your little like one thing that they could have tweaked there that would have made it
Yeah.
even better. I'm with you. That's hilarious. So it's time to score these credits.
Yep.
We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's Us.
We sure do.
Skylar, do you want to take the lead on this one?
Sure. I think you're going to be upset with me.
I'm upset with you already for no reason whatsoever.
The real off mic
Oh,
Max.
yeah. Are we on my? Is this thing on? Whoops, my bad.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'll go 6.5.
6.5.
I told you.
Wow, I am upset.
It's just not one that I will like carry on forever.
I am going to go a lot higher than you.
I know.
I'm going to go with a 9.5.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What?
Look, it has everything we've talked about that I love.
Uh-huh.
It's got little things from the episode
Yep.
without going too far out of the generic credit sequence.
Yes.
So we've got 2 characters that are kind of doing something from the episode while the
Yeah.
other characters are doing their own thing.
Uh-huh.
And I love that. And then I love the little like remix
Yes.
of their 2 weird songs that
Yeah.
they've created. It just
Okay.
and because I just love, I think the Beefsquatch costume is hilarious.
Also,
I love
like,
Gene's little
his
butt.
booty
Yeah.
dance is fantastic.
Please, you know what? We'll post this too because his butt is so. She's looking at me like, what word is he going to use? I'm not going to be like sexy.
I didn't.
Would you be
I
scared
just
that I was
don't
gonna
want
say-
you to be body shaming either.
Oh no! It's so like it's so ample.
It
and
is.
like it's like I want to say apple bottom
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Mm-hmm.
Look, a couple weeks ago we posted a picture, a close up of Bob's 8-bit bald spot. I'm gonna post a close up of Gene's ample Beefsquatch booty. Is that okay with you?
Oh my God, it's so okay. Like,
Okay.
this should be celebrated.
Okay.
His dancing is great. Also, his like vocals are so good.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things is Linda and Gene's dynamic. You could totally see them just like being in a kitchen and both like making up a song before dinner, like milking the cow, pow, pow, pow. Like,
we do that. You and I do
know.
that when we're cooking dinner.
Probably because of this show.
Yeah.
Okay, but my highlight, if we're ready to move on
Mm-hmm.
there, I love Gene's dialogue before it hits to the credits, and it looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just like that it's before.
Want to hear that one more time?
Yeah,
And it'll look like this. Bop, 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 bop.
And it'll look like this.
I love it. What's your
bop,
highlight?
bop, bop. Just the Beefsquatch mask and dance.
Yeah,
I just love it.
it's good. It's
Yeah.
a classic. I don't feel like doing the average, so
No, we already did that. We already scored.
okay,
So that's it.
that's it.
We made it through 2 seasons
Wow.
of Bob's Burgers end credits.
Now we're moving into season 3, which
Yeah,
are
this-
full seasons.
Right. Seasons are going to get longer. We're going to finally have some holiday episodes to get excited about. In fact, I think we're about 2 episodes away from our first Halloween
We are?
episode. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
So until next week, where we move on to season 3, please follow us on social. We're Bob's Credits all across the board. Please subscribe to our Patreon if you want to support us. What else am I leaving out here? Please leave us reviews, as we've said. Please.
Stay saucy.
Well, that's how we end it. Biscuit's looking up to you. He said, "Oh, does that mean we get to eat lunch now?"
Nope, he's gonna make us do another episode.
Oh, don't tell people we do these back to back.
He's gonna cut that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Now they know. Now they know the secret.
Okay, guys, stay saucy.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes for us.
For us.
Next week for you.
I'm so hungry.
I am too.
Okay.